Hi, I'm Darcel. I'm a solo attorney in Seattle. I own Dow Law Firm, and I like to talk on this channel all things about being a mom, being a law firm owner, juggling health and wellness, and just all the things that come along with running a law firm and juggling that with your personal life. So today we're going to talk about changing your practice area. So I've been practicing for about 13 years. I do real estate, estate planning, probate, and bankruptcy. So I kind of have a little bit of a mix. And thank goodness I do, because through this pandemic, bankruptcy filings have been way down. But my estate planning and probate practice have skyrocketed during this time. So I'm so grateful that I have a few different practice areas so that when one kind of falls down, the other picks up and vice versa. But with that, since I've been doing the same things for 13 years, I'm sensing that maybe I want to eliminate one of those. And which of those is it? Is probate. So I think probate is the one that I want to wind down and look to maybe not do it anymore, or maybe only do it for the wills that I've drafted. So probating my own wills and not probating other wills. I'm not sure what it looks like, but what I do know is that probate does not make me happy. And while we can't all pick practice areas that make us happy, I'm sure most of us are in practice areas that maybe we're not thrilled to be doing. Although if you have one of our practice areas that you just have such a strong passion for and you love it, I envy you. So for me, I really like bankruptcy. I never thought I would. I never took it in law school, and I only learned to do it back in 2009 when the real estate clients at the firm that I was at previously, they were having all these, financial, concerns and all the short sales and the loan modifications, and clients were losing their homes left and right. And bankruptcy became a natural progression of my practice to help homeowners to avoid foreclosures, save their homes. We were taking second mortgages off their homes, and I grew to really like bankruptcy a lot. I really like the notion of helping clients restructure their finances, get back in control, get in the driver's seat of their finances, and be able to move forward. Sometimes, we make bad decisions, or sometimes clients, something happens that's beyond their control. Maybe they lose a job. Maybe they have health concerns that, they have significant medical expenses that were not covered by insurance. They didn't have insurance. So there's so many reasons why clients need to file bankruptcy, but I like the financial tool of it and the restructuring of it and the things that we can do to help clients as they move forward with their finances. And it's code driven, so it's pretty clear cut. The bankruptcy attorneys here, I'm in Seattle, it's kind of the same pool of attorneys, and the more you do it and the more you get to know other attorneys, you're able to call up the other side and say, hey, there's this issue, how can we resolve it? And I really pride myself on that, as far as having relationships with other attorneys, that I can pick up the phone on behalf of my clients and work something out. But all that was a very long-winded way to say that I really enjoy bankruptcy. But bankruptcy has been pretty slow, comparatively speaking, to prior years pre-COVID. So with that, I'm finding that I'm doing a lot more of estate planning and probate. The estate planning has been great. I like helping clients, planning for their future and talking about their children or grandchildren and providing for them and helping them put a plan together. I like putting plans together. So whether it's a will, and putting their plan together, or bankruptcy and putting the plan together, I like the planning aspect of it. And so with probate, we're dealing with, after someone's passed away, and trying to find out about their assets, liquidate the assets, dealing with all the heirs and the family dynamics that come into play, and just, I'm not enjoying it as much, but I've been doing it for 13 years, and it has become a very large part of my practice and a large percentage of the income in my practice. And so for many of us, we find that, maybe we're in a practice area that we don't love, but it's, bringing the money into the firm. And so it's hard to just drop it. And so, but I'm looking at kind of winding it down. So I have found myself more and more declining to take on certain types of probates and the hope, which I have not said out loud yet, but my hope is that I can really stop taking probates by the end of this year. I'm going to speak that out to the universe. That's kind of the goal that I've set for myself, and trying to navigate how to do that and trying to get the probates that I have wrapped up, not just because of my feeling that I put on myself, but also probates sometimes can take longer than they really need to. So helping clients to kind of get those wrapped up at the end of the year, get those final tax returns done, and let's just be done with the probate. And if I have some that I cannot wrap up or it's taking too long, I might just refer them out. I don't want to do probate anymore. So I'm curious if any of you have practice areas that you don't enjoy, or that maybe you've already dropped them, or maybe you want to drop them and maybe you want to learn something else. So that's kind of what I want to do, is to learn something else, and it's in the intellectual property sphere, and it's trademarks. I have never done a trademark in my life. And before you tell me that, it's too complicated, or you can't, just willy-nilly take on trademarks. I know that. I know that I can't just, one day say, okay, I'm doing trademarks now. Like, I know I need to learn it, just as you learn any practice area. And it's totally fine to find a new practice area and to learn that practice area. That's how we all learned somewhere, right? So don't feel that you can't learn something new and that you're just stuck in your practice area. And that's the great thing about being an attorney, is that you have so many practice areas that your law license will allow you to practice in. Now, it's important that you do your homework, do your research, take the classes, find some mentors, so you are, adequately serving your clients. But we know how to do that. We know how to figure things out. And so that, I will say that's one of the tools that law school taught us. Didn't teach you really how to practice law, but it taught you how to be resourceful, right? And how to try to figure things out. And so that's what I'm looking to actually start doing. And so my new practice areas would be kind of like real estate, bankruptcy, estate planning, and trademarks. Now, how do you house that all together when you have different practice areas? Like, somebody who's looking for a bankruptcy attorney is not going to be looking for a trademark attorney, and probably vice versa is true, right? Like, a trademark attorney is not going to want to call a bankruptcy attorney but their trademark. But I have really housed my practice under the umbrella of helping clients plan for their financial future. And I think that trademarks would fit within that umbrella of helping clients plan for their financial future, because I'm helping them to protect their intellectual property and protect that asset for them and for their business. And so I think under that umbrella of helping clients plan for their financial future, it fits. Now, I help clients plan for their financial future in different ways, right? Clients will be at different stages in their lives, or different things are coming up for them as they're planning for their financial future. Maybe they're in distress and we're looking at a foreclosure and they need bankruptcy help, or maybe they've got a trademark register, maybe they have a home they're buying, maybe they want to do their estate planning. And so that is my plan. So I would love to hear from you if you have changed practice areas, if you've done a complete 180. I would love to hear about it. So before I ever practiced real estate, which I started doing at this firm like in 2008, I think, I was at the prosecutor's office prosecuting, various crimes. And so, I had no clients except for the state of Washington. The state of Washington was my client. And a very high volume caseload, very quick turnaround on the criminal cases. And so, at least for the ones that I was doing, it was misdemeanors, it wasn't felonies. So pretty quick turnaround times versus going to the private practice in a small firm where I was learning real estate, I was learning estate planning, and cases don't move so quickly, and I actually had real clients, not just a governmental client. And so I've done it before, but I would love to hear from those of you, especially who are solo. So when I made that transition from doing criminal prosecution to going to real estate and estate planning, I was working for someone else. But now I'm doing it on my own, and so I would love to hear from you if you've done that. But I think it's important to keep in mind that you're not stuck in any kind of practice area, even if you've been doing it for 10, 20 years. I mean, I've been doing this for 13 years, and I'm not going to drop everything I'm doing. So I'm not dropping everything. And so I'm going to keep the real estate. I'm going to keep the bankruptcy, and I'm going to keep the estate planning. But probate has been a big part of my practice that I do want to drop. So in these next 3 months, I plan on doing my homework on intellectual property and trademarks and learning that, finding and developing some relationships, and then winding down my probate. So that's kind of where I am with my law firm and my practice areas and what I'm doing. So I would love to hear from those of you who have changed practice areas. How did it go? What was your experience? And let me know. So, all right, I'll see you in the next one.